I believe Amaranth's AI thing, his guys got $35,000 on the first day, which is pretty crazy. But I think it's only going to get better and better if AI gets up to the point. Because as of right now, when you put on AI, you can still sort of know things are fake. It's because things are doesn't look real.
Yeah,
right? Things don't look real.
Yeah, but because I'm working for one though, it's like it gives me so much insight. Like if my sample size of audio logs, this many people believe already, and I'm only gonna be hearing more by tomorrow. I'm gonna be hearing more logs for sure. So many people already believe that they're talking to a real person. And it's because it's become that sophisticated. And yeah, as you said, it's just gonna get better. So what more if we further refine the tech? It's gonna be hard to distinguish from if it's an actual person or an AI.
Yep. So and that segues us to this, and it does have to do with Ready Player One. It's from Variety. Ready Player One to be turned into a massive metaverse experience in partnership with Warner Brother Discovery. How do you feel about this? Like based off, and since we watch people who watch Ready Player One, we know that people live in AI. No, they live with AI in VR. I mean, you have AI in VR. Like, how do you feel about this?
I'm still I think it's too soon to make it that big of a jump. Because look what happened to Facebook, to Zuckerberg's metaverse. It failed really hard, right? Because like you can't convince people to get those pair of goggles for such a high cost with relative to the value it provides. The company that I think that's doing it correctly right now is Ubisoft with the finalists. Like they're incorporating voice AI through the what do you call it? The hosts, the announcers in the game. And I think it's some of the lines are actually delivered pretty well. Some you'll notice that you know it's AI, but I think that's how you start. I think they're going at it too big, in my opinion. It's like it's a good thing in the sense that, especially for indie devs that can't hire VAs, they can just put AI instead to say their dialogue out loud. I think that's how it should start with gaming or entertainment. I wouldn't go all in big with, let's build a metaverse with it. Or unless that metaverse is just simply going online through the PC, not through wearing VR. If it's through VR, I think it's still too soon. I don't think it's gonna do well.
But if it does get to a point where it's like Ready Player One, people will imagine. Look, I'm not saying this because people are in the chat or like this, all right? But I'm saying a lot of incels would highly consider this. Like people who are incels, people who are fat, people who are ugly, people who are socially awkward, people, maybe even people who don't have time, right? They're so focused on their job or something like that, and they just want to, jack themselves into this metaverse or this Ready Player One looking thing. Imagine even just with the graphics of Ready Player One in their 3D world, people will be like, "Oh hell yeah, I'll do it." Like you can make your avatar look like everything. Remember, like the character, the female character, look like Goro, and then you have what's called the Iron Giant, and you have like a bunch of these other characters. I think people will 100% do it, especially if you have the DLC or what's it called again, a haptic feedback suit, right? Like later on into the movie, for people who didn't watch, later on into the movie, the characters they released this thing called a haptic feedback suit, where it's literally a skin tight suit where you can feel people touching you, right? So that means that if you want to have sex in cyberspace, you can, right? And also, yeah, like you said, disabled people. Sword Art Online does it good about VR, progresses a year in VR, like a couple of minutes in real world. Yeah. But the thing is that, but let's say people who can't feel anymore or something like that, who doesn't, or maybe you can go in there and then you can have one of the models look like the person that you love. Like people would do it. I can see if the technology can get that far. But let's go ahead and read this article. A huge virtual world based on Ready Player One, a story set in a future where people enter a virtual reality simulation to escape the real world, is coming soon to a real but not, virtual platform near you. It's called the Futureverse, an AI and metaverse technology and content company announced from the formation of Readyverse Studios, a studio co-founded by Ernest Cline, and the novelist creator of Ready Player One, Dan Farah, producer of the 2018 Warner Brothers film adaptation of the novel. In its first major rights deal, Readyverse Studios partnered with Warner Brothers Discovery. It's exclusively bringing the Ready Player One franchise to the metaverse across Web3. In addition, Readyverse Studios maintains exclusive Web3 rights to all future intellectual property created by Cline. Damn, this is gonna be fucking crazy, right? So, how do you feel before I continue?
Yeah, if it becomes an actual reality and it's actually good, yeah, it's gonna be scary. Like it's especially for people, like example, disabled people, as chat mentioned, someone in chat mentions, like, why would you even bother leaving the virtual reality, right? If it's that good, if it's that immersive, and because you're in the virtual reality, you have your own avatar. You don't have the same constraints as you are in the real world. Like example, if you can't walk, but in the virtual world you can, and you can interact with people normally. Like, why would you want to leave that space? Which is frightening. Which is really scary to think about, for sure.
Yeah. So I had to Google what that means. So Vex asked, how would you clean one of those suits after those ERP moments? So what ERP stands for, so I didn't know. Erotic role play. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that will happen. But the thing is, I'm sure people will find a way for it. Here's the thing. I don't want to sound disgusting, but earlier this month, I saw that there is a machine, I forgot where, that helps you. How can I say it? I'm just gonna say it. It's basically a sperm bank, right? It's basically a sperm bank, and it's for people who are too shy to do it in a place that they're not comfortable with. So this machine is basically a sex machine. Basically, the guy goes there, and it's in its own room, and the machine does the thing for you. You stick it in, and it does it for you. And when you're sticking it in, you have like a screen in front of you where it shows like porn or some shit like that. But they will probably have something for this. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, man. I feel like there's a Stephen Hawking's joke in there. Yeah. Let's continue. Details on what the Ready Player One metaverse will be are sparse for now, but the company says it expects to launch. Well, that's really soon, 2024. Readyverse Studios is laying the groundwork to bring the promise of the open metaverse depicted in Cline's Ready Player One novel.
2024. I would think that would just go along the lines of Zuckerberg's metaverse. I don't think it's that developed yet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So they stand to burn a lot of cash doing it if they're going this big this soon.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Like if you think about it, I think if VFX has peaked and it's not going to get better. Right. And I'm not talking about anything that's like actual like Disney stuff, right? I'm not talking about like freaking Little Mermaid or like a Star Wars. I'm talking about like look what what's it called again? Weta is doing with like some of the Lord of the Rings stuff that they did, and take a look at what I think Lightstorm did with what's it called again? Avatar: The Way of Water. Like look how good that looks, right? If they're gonna sink billions of dollars in this, they might be able to do like an R&D, a sort of like what's it called again? A proof of concept for some of the investors, right? But and you also take a look at what now OG Disney, what they did with Pirates of the Caribbean. Look how good Davy Jones looked during the day too. So if they can do something like that, and it only costs them like several millions of dollars to do, and they can have like rich people start doing it first, and then they can make a consumer version. Like I think it can be possible. But the thing is that what they have right now with VR chat, it looks fucking awful. Like I've seen images, it looks super, super bad.
Yeah.
And the thing is that if you go into the VR world and your brain knows that what you are seeing is not real, your role-playing experience is not going to feel real at all. But if you can make it look as good as what they did in Ready Player One, and Ready Player One, I'm not saying that like that's groundbreaking, like how the graphics look on the CGI is not at all, right? I think Avatar: The Way of Water looks way better, and plus, that movie had more time to work on. But if you can make it at least look decent enough where people can believe it, and it's not an uncanny valley kind of thing, I think people would do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's continue. Let's see. The novel and a blockbuster film adaptation into a tangible reality, a multi-world, multi-IP, interoperable open metaverse experiences for mass consumers. The company said so. Basically, anything Warner Brothers you can become. So basically, anything that's a part of the Warner Brothers IP and Warner Brothers Discovery, you can actually become. Since they said that it's depicted in Klein's Ready Player One and novel and blockbuster film. So like if you want to be Liu Kang from like Mortal Kombat, if you want to be Superman, if you want to be Wonder Woman, you can, right? That's pretty nutty. According to the Futureverse, which is also co-founded by Shara Senderoff and Aaron McDonald, the Readyverse will champion the principles of open metaverse, which are probable digital ownership, community-owned infrastructure, decentralized security, and interoperability. The future has arrived even more quickly than I'd imagined, Klein said in a statement. With Readyverse Studios, we have the opportunity to leverage the revolutionary technology Futureverse has been building for several years to bring to life the best possible versions of the metaverse. I'm confident with this team, we will have the brightest minds and the biggest hearts in the place to lead us into the next chapter of our collective future, a future that would make Wade Watts and James Holiday proud. Oh man, let's see. Farah added that the Readyverse Studios will offer exciting new metaverse opportunities for the Hollywood studios, talent, and brands to create new revenue streams and create creative outlets for brands expansions while offering consumers the ability to enjoy and promise open metaverse. So let's say if you're watching a movie, you can watch it inside, right? Basically, your entire family gets hooked up into the Readyverse. Hey, let's go watch a movie. And you guys go to the theater inside the Readyverse to go watch a movie. Right? I don't know, man. Feels pretty
The more I read this, the more I feels like this is gonna be another Zuckerberg metaverse fail. They're overhyping it on a ridiculous level that we're not there yet. Like they're hyping it something like we're in chapter 100, but we're just in chapter 2. That's how I see it. They're gonna I don't AI tech has evolved a lot for the past year alone, but it's not to that level yet that they're hyping it up to be. So it's still like a future that they are hoping that can happen for now. That's how I see it. The more I read, the more you read the article. That's
like this could be like a first step into doing it, but like it's like if it does become successful, it won't. I would say it might not even be in our lifetime. Like maybe when we're like 50, maybe 20, 30 years from now,
when we're
it'll be like really fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like as of now, everything they said feels like the Facebook metaverse, which we all know what happened there.
So Marcus Pitt says that until VR can plug into your actual your nervous system, it will not make the mainstream. So this is the thing where I feel like if they can do the haptic feedback suit, where whenever someone touches you, you can feel them touching you. That's like that could be the start of it, and then maybe they can like I don't know. Maybe everyone in the future can get like a hole in the back of their neck, jack it into the matrix, and you can feel it through your central nervous system from the back of your neck or something. I don't know. Or you could basically just plug something into your dick or something. All right, let's finish this article. The Ready Player One film, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Ty Sheridan as a hero, Wade Watts, grossed $583 million at the global box office. Josh Hackbarth, a senior VP of franchise development for Warner Brothers Discovery, said, Ready Player One has become a cultural touchstone, inspiring technology innovators, creators, and visionaries, and we're excited to be partnering with Readyverse Studios to introduce these unique characters, immersive environments, and more to the metaverse across the Web3. So I think that, like I said earlier, if this does happen and it does become successful and lucrative for the business, it's going to be fucking crazy. I think that eventually what happens is that more IPs will want to be featured into the Readyverse. So people like, let's say you want to go on a date in the Readyverse with someone from Genshin Impact, right? Like the Japanese companies, Chinese companies will want their IPs to be in there too. But that is a major if. And if this doesn't, like you said, Grae, I think this will be going the ways of the current metaverse for Facebook and what Mark Zuckerberg wanted. Because remember, their original thing was, oh, we're going to create a whole virtual system where you can actually work in the metaverse from home. Right, you put on your VR, and then you become Vociferon, the elder dragon or something like that, who can breathe fire. And you go into work and you're dressed like that, and you're holding your suitcase or something. But the thing is that, like, when they launched it or when they showed it, they didn't even have legs.
Yep.
Right. So this technology won't be coming anytime soon, I would say, at least not within the next 2 decades. But with what they're doing with VR chat, I think VR chat probably, like, you can hear someone's voice and you can walk, but you're not walking yourself. Are you using a controller or mouse and keyboard to walk? If they have that omnidirectional treadmill for you to walk, I would say that's where it can become a legit thing, where you get hooked up into these like bungee wires, these bungee cords, and you have an omnidirectional treadmill. But this is going to be a long time from now before it.
Yeah, and it's such a high barrier of entry in terms of hardware. It's really expensive. It's like,
oh yeah, I guarantee if it's legitly good, it's going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars for like the consumer one.
Yeah, if like people right now in today's economy, people are already having a hard time getting $500 hardware, let alone a VR hardware. So
yeah, and you're talking about PlayStation 5.
yeah. Just like not everyone can get a PS5 right now. So you want people to get a PS5 and the headset, which costs maybe even more than the PS5.
Yep. Yeah, let's see where it goes, man. But if it does, hopefully I'm still alive to test it out. Like if it does good. Right?
Yeah.
Like imagine if they have the technology to, like, of course this is like becoming like crazy sci-fi shit, to somehow like upload your consciousness into the Readyverse, and you can live the rest of your life as basically like
that's
like a VR character.
It's gonna create that huge breed of people who are lonely. It's like they don't want to live in they'll do everything in their power to maximize in that virtual world instead of the real world, which is scary because like it's not healthy. It's not gonna be good for their physical well-being, and yeah, bad stuff is gonna happen.
Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.